Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World. Just a quick video, hopefully a quick video at least, about AXIE Homeland, which I notice is sort of people are sort of complaining about, and I have complained actually in a few months ago when they did the big update, and I lost. I've been playing the game a lot, and obviously they reset everyone's levels and they redid the artwork and all that sort of stuff. But as I've done a few videos about it takes a bit of time to understand what's going on here. But this is a much better game than the original one we were playing. And the reason is that, one, it's a sort of a very interesting game in terms of resource management. So this is pretty early on in the game, really. So there's this altar of Atia, which is your sort of main base, and I'm only on level 3 at the moment. So every time, obviously, you level it up, then you can level up all your other buildings and plots and all this sort of stuff. I've not got around to that yet, but if we go actually in here, we can sort of get an idea of the tech tree here. So these are currently what I can do. You have to research these first, and then you can build them. So you get an idea. It's pretty, there's general stuff. There's housing, that's how many axes you've got. There's crop production, so producing loads of crops. Animal production, so you're taking some crops and then you're turning them into something else to get animal feed. There's general processing. There's ore processing, so the whole metal stuff. There's consumables, so you create things that people can eat. There's equipment. There's shop alterations, which is again due to the scarcity model. So very simply, I can kind of build things here. There's different ways of different sort of crops here. So this is a garden, so it's sort of fruit. This is animal pasture. So here I'm doing parts of an egg, a chicken bun, and a feather, but then there's I can't show everything, but it gets in pretty detailed. So here I'm creating some armor, and here. Get the right one here, the hammer hut. So here, maybe I'm creating here. I'm taking some wood and some stone and some feathers, and I'm creating an arrow. And this is level 1, so we go the way down here. And what's really interesting is here I can start messing around with rarities. So it shows me here the rarity, what's likely to happen if I build from here using these items. So 0.2% to have the rarest item. Then I don't have got any wood. I don't think I have any rare wood. But so here I have common wood, which I've collected from my plot, and I think I only have common stone, which I've collected from my plot, or bought. Actually, I bought that. But here we can see I've got uncommon feathers. I don't think I have anything better, but there's rare, epic. I need 10, so I don't have enough of these. But as you sort of mess around with these things, in fact I can't really do it here because I haven't got enough to mess around with. But if you mess around with these, then these percentages change. So basically, instead of just what you were doing before, was basically very simply learning the tech tree. What do I need? What 3 ingredients do I need to make this arrow? Or what ingredients do I need? To make this wooden lantern? So I don't know if this is wood. That is a beeswax. That's some sort of cloth. I've no idea how to make that even. But now you're doing all that stuff, which is complicated enough. But then you've got all this rarity system, and basically. There's a rarity drop on everything, and then obviously the more rare ingredients you're using, the higher your drop rate is to get a rare item out of this, and then that all is going to feed in when it feeds into the marketplace. So I can go in here and I can look to see maybe the better one here is metal equipment is probably the best one here. So I can look through here and we can start to see a copper. I mean, this is probably going to be priced roughly the same at the moment because there's not a lot of players. But if we sort of go through here, we can start to see the super rare stuff. So we have some chainmail, we have bronze swords, and everything's different rarities. So everyone's going to start valuing these. So it becomes there is a sort of a centralized way in which these things are valued, but quickly as you get more players, it's going to be how is this valued within the peer-to-peer marketplace. So what can I sell these things for? What are people buying them for? I mean, this is a good time to get in a current listing. So it's actually not showing that. So that's a price of 50 for that silver ring. I don't quite know why it's not showing that there. So the game is still sort of fairly early, but it's I'm just trying to get to the point. It's sort of very, very deep in terms of there's the stuff you're building and that you're going through the levels and leveling all that stuff up. And obviously, as you get bigger, as everything gets more complex, it gets more expensive. So you're really grinding to do those sort of things. But then behind that, there's you're creating these resources. and then these items and then have all these rarities, and sort of one element here which would be interesting to see how they sort of continue with this is this adventure trading. So this is one way. This is sort of the centralized bit here, I suppose, in terms of the pricing of these items. So let's hope I've got something. So here I get these are adventurers that I am giving equipment to. You can see again very early I need to level these things up, and by the end I'll be, potentially this will be, what it would be 11 different items I could be equipping this guy, and he's going to go off and have some adventures. It's just like an idle type game, but I'm going to sell this to him for 12 gold. So this is a sort of an anchor price on what's going on here. This one again 12. So these different characters, you can equip them with different things. At the moment none of them want any of my food, but there we go. So that one was 11. That was less. So no adventures now. Have to wait for some more to come back. But that's the way of making money. So it is early, and maybe it has taken me quite a while, and I mean weeks of playing this sort of every day to really sort of get to grips with what's going on here, because they have done this big change in terms of all this resource scarcity, and we don't really know how that's going to play out, because there's not the game's not been live for long enough. We don't really have enough players at the moment for this stuff to be valued, because you get good value when there's a lot of liquidity in the system. So people might be setting the prices too high and they're never going to sell, so they need to work out what's going on. And then of course what happens is, in all these sort of situations, is you get people who aren't playing the game necessarily, but people who just trade. So they don't come in, they don't really have a big farm themselves, but they just sort of trade into the system. So one issue there, again, there's no blockchain in this at the moment, but it's not a great leap of imagination to sort of think these items will become on-chain items on Ronin. This becomes this gold maybe becomes a crypto item. Maybe there's obviously the RON token or the AXS token becomes a token in this game, and this becomes like a synthetic token based on that. So really this is very much the starting point, but we can sort of get an idea of how complicated this game is going to be. And in blockchain you want complication, because that's how people are sort of deciding different ways of doing stuff. So it's complicated in the game side, how the game has been designed. We've been working on this for a couple of years. And then you can sort of see all the crypto stuff is going to come, but you can't force this stuff. You can't just do it, as we've learned. I think you can't impose it top down. It has to come from the bottom up, and so that just takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of people to play these games, and obviously the games have to be updated and have to be tweaked and all this sort of stuff. And I just kind of think people are getting a little bit impatient. I was probably one of those. I've done some videos and just like saying not so sure about this, but when you really get to grips with it, I as I say, play it every day. So I'm really quite committed to this, and I think will be fascinating to see how it plays out. And it's certainly one of the things I am really interested in playing. So anyway, that was the video. That was it. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.